What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, earlier today I did a video about Danny Masterson, right? The former star of that hit Fox series, That 70s Show, who yesterday was convicted. No, actually he was convicted back in May. I take that back. He was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison for his crimes against women. Well, during that time period, two of his co-stars have been very, very prominent and vocal in their support for Danny Masterson, and they believe that he's innocent. One is Ashton Kutcher, and the other one is Mila Kunis. And they were talking about how he's been a great friend, very supportive. Some of how, these allegations that have been levied against him seem foreign to them. It doesn't jive with the person that they know. I think Mila Kunis said something about there was an incident where she saw him raised to the defense of a woman who was being verbally abused by her boyfriend or something. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So how they both thought he was influential in their careers. And look, I'm like this. People have dual personalities, right? People have dual personalities. And people aren't what you always try to pigeonhole them to be. I've read accounts where secretaries have said Hitler was a very pleasant and charming man. You know what I mean? George Washington, by all accounts, was loved by most quote-unquote countrymen, right? I read accounts that Thomas Jefferson was kind and civil to his slaves. But the fact remains that they were both still slave owners, which is a fucking crime against humanity. If you ask, I don't think anybody would try to argue that seriously. And we know what Hitler did. So I'm just putting this out there. Like, two things can be true. A person can do a lot of nice, great things and still be a fucking monster. I'm not trying to get too dark here, but Ted Bundy had a goddamn girlfriend and had no idea what the fuck he was doing. Jeffrey Dahmer's father had no idea what he was doing. Like I said, I'm not trying to get too dark here, but I'm trying to emphasize my point. You can be a complete, absolute scumbag to women and still seem like a nice guy. Now, through all of that, to do it and flip around and make another point. Mila Kunis was one of 200 celebrities that not only bashed Kyrie Irving, but bashed him for the movie that he put out there. That everybody, even myself, have forgotten the title of the goddamn movie because nobody's really watched the goddamn thing. 99.9% of the people that have such an issue with that movie haven't even watched the goddamn movie. But I just find it interesting that Mila Kunis is such a supporter of a man who's done the unthinkable. But she was so appalled by a basketball player who actually said nothing that was offensible. Nothing. But he still had to apologize. And to certain people, he's still public enemy number one. They won't say it, but they still think it. You got to look between the lines. Ice Cube is having problems with Hollywood because of what he said, in my opinion, to Bill Maher, right? And we know we got to look. Bill Maher, Mila Kunis, they have something in common. I'm not going to say it on YouTube, but there you go, right? But anyway, I just had to put this out there. I just thought it's bullshit. Like, wait a minute, man. You guys, all you Hollywood motherfuckers went at Kyrie Irving for nothing. But you take up for this dude? A well-known creep who is being protected by Scientology and his Scientology cohorts who are still powerful in Hollywood. But this time, I guess they just give up. It was just too much evidence, and they had to do something and just, fuck it. We can't protect them no more. But it is what it is, man. Tell me what you guys think.